got a little graph today. So, sickness, fitness, wellness. I got that backwards. Sickness, wellness, fitness continuum is what we're talking about today.
Yes.
And this is going to take what we talked about in our last podcast, which is what is fitness. We kind of talked about the definition of fitness, how CrossFit views fitness, how CrossFit came up with the definition of fitness. And now they have 4 different models of how they kind of measure fitness.
Yeah.
And this is what I think is one of the coolest things about CrossFit is how deep they go and how deep they went into the science of it. Mm-hmm. And I was listening to a podcast about this, and they came up with the CrossFit methodology at the very end of all of this stuff. So they didn't come up with like the style of workouts for CrossFit and then say, hey, CrossFit, does all these fitness things. They came up with what is fitness, how can we measure it, and then they took like, okay, here's how we want to measure fitness. What is the best exercise methodology to get us there? And then they came up with CrossFit. So I thought that was really cool. How it was like the after product of what the goal is that they want to achieve.
Yeah, these aren't like results of testing. These are like,
this is what it
created
is.
The test.
Yes. Yeah.
So
this is one of the fitness models.
Yeah, and what I like about these two is like not only are they like how we measure fitness, but it's also just that proof.
Yeah.
There's this is like what I like about this one specifically is because of what it shows you and the like validness behind it.
Yeah.
It like gives you insight that like you're not just training to like
look good. Validness.
Validness. Yeah. Big word today.
Big validity.
It's validness. You can use validness too.
I like it.
You can use validness.
I like making up words.
But looking at this one though, I like it though because when you think about training, everyone's always like, oh, getting big arms or getting big in the gym or getting shredded or getting faster, getting stronger, and those are all very valid things. And I think they're a byproduct ultimately of what training should be about. What people don't understand is that training does so much more, and that's what this one truly shows you.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool to me about this one.
And that's the blend of like performance and health. Mm-hmm. Like CrossFit is the best. I mean, it's the best. Period. Yeah. It is the best overall fitness program ever created. Period. Because of all the science behind it, but it's the best one that blends performance and health. Mm-hmm. And we'll kind of go through what that could look like on this graph. So. Very simple. The graph goes from sickness up to wellness and then down to fitness, or what I consider to be super health. So this is a continuum, meaning everybody is somewhere on the spectrum. So if we want to go into examples in like the health realm, something that people would all kind of recognize would be blood pressure. Yeah. You go to the doctor and your blood pressure is like 200 over 110. Like, shit, sit down. you gotta sit down. Like, you are in the sickness category. Yeah. And the sickness doesn't mean necessarily like you got the flu. Like, this just means you are decrepitude, you have disease, you are unfunctional, you're not able to like get up off the toilet, you have to go to assisted living, whatever. That's sickness.
Yeah.
The wellness category, somewhere in the middle, is going to be that typical like 120 over 80. That's kind of what we always hear as the measure for blood pressure. 120 over 80 is good. Well, if that's good, then fit would maybe be like a 110 or a 115 over 65. The cool thing is that if you have 110 over 65, you have super health or you are in the fitness category. Before you get to the sickness, the 200 over 100 or whatever it was, you have to pass back through wellness. So what we talk about is this essentially creates a hedge against sickness the fitter you are down this continuum.
Yeah.
You don't just jump from here back to there in a week. Like you start to slowly see the trends. Hopefully you catch them and then we can start to pick back up again.
Yeah, exactly. And like blood pressure is just one of those metrics. Like body fat and things like that are considered in there. And it's the same thing. It's like you don't just all of a sudden like go from like 10% body fat to like 100%. Like it just doesn't 100% body fat. it doesn't just switch overnight. Right. It's something that's going to slowly you'll see from 10% to 11%, 11% to 12%. 12% to 13%. Yes. And the more body fat you have, you're going to be creeping more towards that sickness because then you're more prone because you're not as in a healthier state.
Yes.
So it creates that hedge against fitness. To me, that's like the super cool thing. Like that's
that is mind blowing.
Yeah.
Like if people really think about that, like you are creating a buffer against sickness, disease, decrepitude, like all of these things. And that's the cool thing about CrossFit is they made all of this so it is measurable.
Yeah.
Like you said, you can do this with anything: bone density, A1C, glucose levels, body fat, like whatever you want. And here's where performance and health blend a little bit. We can also do this with any metrics inside of the gym.
Yeah.
What's your mile time? If you can't walk a mile in under 20 minutes, you're sick. If you can walk a mile in 10 to 15 minutes, you're probably well.
Yeah.
If you can get a mile under 7 minutes, you're in a fit category. We can do that with your max deadlift. We can do that with your Fran time. We can do that with Fight Gone Bad. We can do that with any metric out there. And if we start to plot all of these, your blood pressure with your deadlift, with your body fat percentage, with your mile time, with your 5K, with your cholesterol levels, we can get a really good gauge of where a human is at on this spectrum and where they need to go or where they need to maintain. And that's the really cool thing about it, is it starts to give us like, hey, here's where you are. You better start making some lifestyle changes because we're getting really close to this sick category.
Yeah.
And those lifestyle changes could be, exercise, nutrition, sleep, just being more active outside of the gym. But it shows where we are. And then once we build this hedge, once we're over here in the fit category, now the goal is to maintain this as long as we can throughout our life and slow down the inevitable crepitude of getting older.
Yeah, getting older.
And that's the thing, like, oh, when you get older, it's like, shut up. You let yourself get to the sick category because of poor life choices.
Yeah.
You stopped exercising, you started eating like shit, you stopped being active, and you went down. It doesn't just happen because you get older. You can slow that down.
Oh, for
yes,
sure.
like we're all gonna age, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
But people that are in like their 50s, like, oh, wait till you're 50. Like, that's not that old.
No,
that's not
in the grand
that
scheme
old.
of things. You've
You've let yourself go.
30 years.
I know plenty of people in their 50s that are in this category.
Yeah.
You've let yourself go. Now, the cool thing is we can come back.
Yeah.
We can come back from it. So don't just be like, oh, well, I'm in the sickness category. Better just hang out there. Like,
Yeah.
We can change that. But this is a really simple but really deep and cool insight to one of the models of fitness.
Yeah, and like part of it, like where it ties all in is it's just you're focusing on improving your fitness, your overall work capacity across time, mode, demands.
Yep.
So it's like that's it. Like that. Like you focus on that, you're going to be improving these things.
Yes.
So that's kind of like the grand scheme of things and how it all ties together. That's why it's so important. I like the fact that what you mentioned is like you let yourself fall to that sickness category.
Yeah.
Because it's as simple as coming in the gym or training 1 hour a day, doing that consistently. Start focusing on your nutrition, start focusing on your sleep. And you just do those things and maintain those things, you're going to be in that upper category.
Yep.
And you're going to be able to do it for longer.
No one held you down and shoved the Dorito in your mouth.
No one did. Like, yeah.
It's all choices that you made.
So, yeah. But the thing is, like you said, once you're in that sickness category, it's not like you're just left for dead.
Yeah. We can get you out.
You can come back from
Yeah.
that, right? It might be challenging. It's not
Sure.
really easy, but you can easily start today, start tomorrow, whatever it is, and just start.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get your weights back there. And then you have
And we see that, it's kind of interesting. People that come to CrossFit Angola, I would say live on more of the ends of the spectrum. Like they're either like they've gotten to the sickness point, they're like, dude, I need some help. Yeah, I need some help. Or they're already pretty fit, looking to like kind of push their threshold to the next level.
Yeah.
The people that I think are the most dangerous or in the most danger are the wellness because they think they're okay.
And they're just gonna let it go.
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm 120 over 80. My body fat's pretty good. I'm good. And then that slowly starts to creep down, and you very quickly can go from wellness to a state of sickness. Those are the people that's like, you used to be an athlete, you were just generally like fit and skinny throughout high school and college. Now you're creeping into like your mid 30s, maybe early 40s. The pounds are kind of starting to stack on, but not too much. And those are the people that's like, dude, we got to start getting ahead of this thing now because you are to the age where you're naturally going to start declining.
Yeah.
Unless we start to put some focus on your health and your fitness. And it's like, a lot of people don't notice it till they get down here. It's like, man, if you could just start earlier and build this hedge, we don't have to get to rock bottom before you're like, shit, I need to change.
Yeah.
So if anything, like the people that are in that mid category, like, dude, start now.
Yeah, and I think that's a huge point too, because like, especially if you don't even know something like this, recognize you see this. Just seeing this, it gives you a goal to strive. Because even if you're wellness, you're like, well, I want to get to fitness level.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big goal-driven dude. I don't like to, like, if I'm in wellness, like, you bet I'm going to start to work towards that fitness.
100%.
Because it gives me a vision. Like, that's the spot I need to be in. So I think that's important also. It's just like seeing this and understanding this just gives you that idea that even if you're in that wellness, there's still more you can improve in.
Big time.
And as people, we should always strive to improve in some kind of capacity. So,
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet, man.
That's the sickness, wellness, fitness continuum.
Boom.
Anything else to add?
Nope. We got, we'll do one of the models our next couple podcasts. So there's 3 other fitness models that kind
Maybe
of.
the hopper one. Maybe
Yeah, the hopper one.
Yeah, that could be a fun one.
That is a cool one. That is a cool one.
one.
So yeah, stay tuned for more.
Yeah. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Don't forget to
Peace.
leave a like and share.